Ooh, I've done it! At long last, my search is over, and I have found him. I've found their ruler. I have found their queen bee. I have found their President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Comancho. I have found the person whom I sincerely believe to be the foremost idiot on the internet. If you follow me on Twitter or you listen to our weekly show LagComp podcast, you might have seen reference to this e-thug. Some type of glorious self-parody with a cap embroidered with his own online moniker in case he or his viewers forget his own name, and a bandana face mask that says, "Hey, I'm an internet tough guy, but I'm also ashamed of my own face." Yeah, that's the look. So what is this intimidating figure's name? Evidently, he sat down one day and thought, what should I name myself? I need a name that describes what happens when I make attempts at analytical reasoning. Error. I need a name that describes what happens when I'm talking shit on the internet and charged with the task of backing up my words face to face. Error. I need a name that describes the story of my conception. Error 6. Perfect. And what's the origin of the conflict with this person? A few months back, this terrifying individual made several appearances on my channel, my friends' channels, and the LCP crew's channels to write excessively long posts of disagreement that escalated to the point of personal attack. Now, I have plenty of people that disagree with me on my videos, and I welcome that, as do my friends. Those types of comments usually go something like this. Hey, I listened to that video of yours, and I disagree with your conclusions for reasons A, B, and C. And then I respond with something like, I hadn't considered that. Maybe you're right. Or, yeah, but you know what? We also need to consider point D here. I really think that's getting understated. And then we both go on with our days because we are adults without masks who understand that there is room for disagreement in life. Not Error, though. He'll strap on his mask extra tight and he'll type comment threads up to 50 comments deep on your video, culminating with classics like this. I graduated college and I drive an STI. What about you, slob? Jeez, graduated college and driving a Subaru? Who could ever hope to achieve such intellectual prestige? Guess what, Error? In addition to driving a Subaru, I also have a Craftsman lawnmower and a HOMELITE edge trimmer. Get on my level, scrub! Alright, Error, now that we are on an equal ultra elite level, let's review a timeline of events. Throughout the spring and early summer, you appeared on my channel and our channels, insulting us personally in comment wars thicker than War and Peace. Sorry, how presumptuous of me to think that you read. That's a very, very thick book. So rather than deal with these endless comment wars, you set ablaze on our channel with your Sherman's March against rationalism. We invited you on our show to state your case against us and allow us an opportunity for fair rebuttal. And you agreed to appear, only to back out for no stated reason. And when asked to reschedule, you initially balked, but then agreed to appear on a second recording. Now, in the time between your agreement to appear for the second time and the appearance itself, you disappeared and inexplicably blocked me on Twitter. When asked to clarify, you simply ignored the tweet. No big deal, we thought. Based on your persistent adherence to the philosophy of e-thugism, we assumed you'd done exactly what one would expect a keyboard warrior to do when faced with confrontation. Pull that mask up tight to the eyes and get the f*** out of here. But you didn't, in fact, lay low in your crib where you belong. See, that's wordplay there. A crib is fitting for you as both a child and a pseudo-gangster. Instead, you upload videos about the LagComp podcast crew with allegations that we are simply, quote, haters, using this out-of-context clip as evidentiary support.
And I gotta say, your friend Error 6 is a big bitch. Big bitch. Big bitch.
You show this clip without the context that explains it, as though you have no connection to that show. As though we simply chose to call you out with hate for no reason? How about you mention to your viewers the reason you were referenced and called out is your multiple bookings for the show and your inexplicable failures to show up? And you still have an open invitation to the show. Isn't it a little bit strange for such blind haters to be saying, you know, you've made several critical comments and videos about us. Please appear in an open, unscripted setting and allow us to respond to your criticism. And after agreeing to appear twice, you now say there's no reason for me to show up, claiming that you won't appear because I spammed you on Twitter. But the spam you reference occurred after you'd already agreed to come on the show twice, and all I did was tweet you defending myself against your Twitter claim that I'm a racist. You get to call me racist, but if I reply, that's spam. And why am I racist in your estimation? Because after you wrote a New Testament of idiocy all over my channel, I told you to stick to wigger selfies.
Let's see here. Gotta get the hat just the right angle, and I gotta pull up my bandana. It looks real badass.
That's not even an insult. That is a sincere compliment. Your game is the best there is. My favorite part is a tweet you put out saying that you've exposed me as a racist. Nobody cares, and you favorite your own tweet. You then proceed to Schwantz's channel and say that I'm a gay racist. Oh man, I gotta screenshot this. Error 6 exposed as homophobe.
Favorite. That'll show him.
You also repeatedly say, oh, I don't need to go on that irrelevant show, or some variation thereof to say the show's not important enough for your presence. Yet you make several videos about the show. Why would you make irrelevant videos about an irrelevant show?
Why would I need to defend myself from somebody who doesn't fucking matter?
Because you are repeatedly and habitually critical of that person across several internet mediums.
Why do I need to defend my claims?
Because that's the basis of reasoned discourse. You don't get to say,
Hey, you're a fat slob.
whoa, on what basis do you say that, sir? Whoa, I don't need to defend my claims. Back off.
Like, as if you're somebody.
As if you're somebody. Only somebodies get to speak now, not just anybody's. And if we're nobodies, why are you making videos about nobodies?
Self-righteous.
Again, a reenactment of you.
Hey, Skag, you're a racist gay guy.
What? Would you care to explain yourself?
Oh, whoa, how self-righteous of you.
Honestly, that is the most insufferable and cringy part of your presentation. Your habitual contradiction of your own reasoning. You've declined invitation to the show on the basis that you've been called mean names, as you say.
You can't sit there and go on a podcast, call somebody names, and think that you're not a hater.
Yet you get to say,
The person that I'm referencing, I'm not even gonna say his name. I mean, we'll just call him like, you know, bitch tits or something.
and that's fine?
I get to criticize, but nobody else. That makes them haters. I get to block on Twitter, but nobody else. That makes them haters. I get to insult people, but nobody else. That makes them haters.
What does a hater do when they can't beat you? They run.
You mean like you? Blocking me on Twitter after booking your appearance? You're still welcome on the show to come beat us haters. And you're still running. You are the Steve Prefontaine of internet hypocrisy. So that's why I'm done. You're a disingenuous, hypocritical coward, and I will not listen to another word of your intellectual mutilation going forward. Unless and only unless you get in touch with me to say, yes, I will deliver my criticism of you in a format that allows for fair, open rebuttal. Yes, I will participate in a discussion that allows the people to judge our competing positions on the basis of the merits of our arguments, and not on the basis of my ad hominem-based self-congratulatory victory parade. Yes, I will remove this dumbass mask that is nothing but a metaphor for the way I hide from adulthood and reasoned discourse. But we all know you won't. We all know you're the delusional hypocrite who claims to hate e-thugs, yet is the conceptual mold of an e-thug. I don't see a meaningful distinction here. We all know that magic mask of Neverland is here to stay. Just make sure to wash it from time to time. You don't want any of this contagious idiocy to spread. In closing, to my viewers, please understand my intent here. My intent is not for you to go flame this individual. My intent is not to indoctrinate you with one side of a dispute. If you are interested in this case, I encourage you to inquire with me yourself. I encourage you to inquire with Error 6 as to why he makes repeated critical videos and critical comments, yet refuses to join an open, live discussion with an opportunity for his opposition to have a rebuttal. I don't want to tell you that I'm right and have you believe that blindly. I want to have a live discussion where you get to watch and you get to decide who's right based on the merits of the competing viewpoints. And I suggest that very competition is what terrifies Error 6 and is precisely the reason that mask will not be coming off anytime soon despite your most sincere urging. Anyway, that is a metric ton of bullshit within the confines of one video. So I thank you if you made it all the way. Thanks as always for listening and for supporting this series. Always appreciate the thoughtful comments below and on Twitter at skag_3. We will see ya over there. Okay, thanks. Bye.